Continuing from the previous episode 1025. You two, back off. Take him without any accidents. Ghost face and soul inflammation, I will naturally deal with it. Even if the blood demon envoy turned into a blood-red mass, he still said something to the two envoys around him arrogantly. Wong. This is it? The next moment, Xiao Yan said directly, it was obvious that the guy was wrapped in blood demon gold energy, and Xiao Yan had some news about this guy, so he couldn't help but wonder. Gorefiend Gold Chi is the source of the blood demon envoy. It is extremely precious to the Gorefiend envoy. The use of such a precious thing on a human being is enough to prove that this guy's identity is extraordinary. Gore Demon, Ghostface Xiao Yan looked at a small gap that suddenly appeared in the cyan lava, and couldn't help shaking his head. This Ghostface and Soul Seal is powerful, but as the spirit of holy flame, you cannot fully exert its power. Furthermore, this place has been devoured by our Gorefiends for too long, and the evil spirits are already rampant. The Gorefiend said slowly, really, but today, it's not certain who will kill the deer. The next moment, after the ghost-faced Xiao Yan finished speaking, the blue flames flourished, and a wave of world-annihilating power burst forth. Ha ha ha, ghost-faced Xiao Yan, I am also an old opponent, as a respect for you. This time, I will completely destroy your beliefs. Then looking at Ghostface Soul Flame, the Gorefiend said the same. Without further ado, watch out, Hand of Ghost Flames. After a while, the ghost-faced Soul Flame shouted loudly, and then a dazzling cyan flame suddenly burst out from his body, forming a cyan-colored palm of 100 feet in front of him. On the cyan palm, mysterious cyan runes and traces of ancient lines appeared quietly. What a tyrannical attack! Seeing this, Xiao Yan frowned immediately. For an attack of this level, if Ghostface and Soul Flame were directly used to attack both of them, I'm afraid they wouldn't even have a chance to fight back. Strong attack. The Gorefiend made the blood mass move slightly, and then uttered a sentence. But, it's not enough. Gorefiend Golden Energy, give it to me. Then the next moment, a sharp voice suddenly echoed in this space. As soon as the blood demon emissary's voice fell, a blood-red aura with a hint of gold suddenly emerged from his blood group, and then he was attacked by the Ghostface and Soul Flame. Crash! The two forces, one positive and one evil, just came into contact, and the violent storm suddenly dissipated. Gulagulu. However, the two forces were extremely powerful, so there was no winner in a short period of time, but the cyan lava at the feet of the Ghostface Soul Flame was sending out extremely violent fluctuations, as if it was extremely violent to the power of evil. Repelling, wanting to devour it. Happy. I didn't expect your strength to be so tyrannical, Ghostface Soul Flame. I really underestimate you. Not long after, the Blood Demon Golden Energy and the Hand of Ghost Flame shattered, and the Blood Demon Emissary roared. This guy is really strong. Seeing that the two attacks just now were evenly matched, Ghostface Xiao Yan murmured in his heart. The attack just now was actually evenly matched, because neither of them used their trump card, it was just a tentative attack. Bloodfiend, I have to say that you are very strong. But at this time, you are only half of your strength. If I can't even deal with you, it would be too ridiculous. Ghostface Xiao Yan slowly shook his head and said, that's it, so, do your best. The Gorefiend made the blood mass squirm slightly, and a powerful aura continued to emerge. As you wish. Holy Flame Territory. The next moment, the ghost-faced Soul Flame flashed with a strange cyan flame all over its body, and then circles of cyan ripples suddenly emanated from its feet. And the next moment, with the actions of Ghostface and Soul Flame, the entire space has undergone qualitative changes. This is. Where is it? Shui Zan's strength was quite weak, and he couldn't help asking when he felt an incomparably powerful suppression in this strange space. This is a field of its own. The Holy Flame has the Holy Flame space, and this Holy Flame domain is a more powerful space than the Holy Flame space. In the Holy Flame realm, if one is not careful, I am afraid that I will also fall completely. When the four Gorefiends found out that Ghostface Soul Flame had used the means, the original cyan lava disappeared without a trace. They entered a new space. At this time the Gorefiend said in a deep voice. So strong? Xiao Yan, who was beside him, couldn't help but say. It's very strong, but we have him, it's all in vain. In this mysterious realm, the Gorefiend has no fear, and his pupils are also surrounded by his own Gorefiend's golden energy. Silhouette. Gorefiend, here will be your best graveyard. After summoning the Holy Flame domain, Ghostface Xiao Yan slowly turned his gaze and said word by word. Being able to use the Holy Flame domain by the Holy Flame Spirit can be regarded as worthy of me. But I don't believe this is so evil. As soon as the voice fell, the dazzling blood on the Gorefiend became more and more solid, and then with a few bangs, a figure the size of a child slowly emerged from the Gorefiend's body. Out of the blood. Gorefiend, you really are despicable. After seeing this scene, the always calm Ghostface Soulflame couldn't help but burst into a drink, because with the power of the Holy Flame, he could clearly perceive that the Bloodfiend's the appearance of a child is astonishingly formed by absorbing the blood of countless human beings. And at the child's chest, a looming red light also appeared. The Holy Flame domain has the power to suppress and destroy the evil races outside the domain, but if it meets some children with pure hearts, I am afraid that it will be broken in an instant. Human beings are indeed a group of very delicious creatures. In the mouth of the little child, a rather strange voice sounded slowly. At this point, Benyon announces with the spirit of Ghostface and Soulflame, Gorefiend, you will be suppressed by me. As soon as the voice fell, the entire dark space suddenly became bright, and the blue flames that were incomparably coercive, like powerful weapons that slaughtered evil, flickered directly. Stand up. Ha ha ha. Ghostface and Soulflame, don't think that you can suppress me if you have a domain. I will give you back the shame I suffered back then. When the Gorefiend made the child's voice fall, his palm suddenly stretched into his chest, and then without any hesitation, he squeezed it suddenly. A powerful beating blood, the red heart slowly appeared. With the heart of a man. Destroy the domain. With a soft sentence, the child suddenly smiled brightly, and the next moment, his palm suddenly squeezed, and his heart was broken instantly. And the heart just shattered, and suddenly a strong force spread suddenly, and with the Gorefiend doing this, the azure Holy Flame in the Holy Flame domain was like a small fire encountering a flood, and it was instantly wiped out. Ghostface Xiao Yan, now I'll see how you are doing. After doing all this, although the Gorefiend weakened the child's body a lot, he still said with a smile. When the Blood Demon Envoy and Ghostface Soulflame were at a stalemate, Xiao Yan and his party also slowly came to the outer periphery of the seal. End of this chapter. Continuing from the previous episode 1026. What's going on here? When the four of Xiao Yan came to the sealed place, they could only see the cyan lava, and in the cyan lava, a gap slowly appeared. As for the center wrapped by the cyan lava, it is a huge pothole with 4 small and 1 large. This is where the Holy Flame suppresses the blood demons. I just don't know why, the atmosphere here is a little weird. And in this cyan melt, there is a very strong sealing power. Xiao Yi frowned on the side, and then looked around. Through his observation, he found that there are some large and small energy residues here, which was apparently left over from the battle not long ago. Hide quickly. Before Yan Kai could speak, a shocking scene slowly appeared in the cyan lava. This is. And with Yan Kai roaring like this, the 4 figures immediately hid themselves, and then watched this scene from behind the rock on the side. Ghostface Soulflame, your domain has been broken, and you without the domain are not my opponent, so let's capture it. At this time, as the child Gorefiend used his heart to completely shatter the domain of Ghostface Soulflame, the handsome face of Ghostface Soulflame, there was a hint of solemnity. Gorefiend, you are so despicable. To condense the heart with human blood. Ghostface Xiao Yan couldn't help cursing. Ever since I was suppressed by you, I know that this is the only way to destroy your realm. Based on human essence and blood, condensing the heart is the biggest nemesis in your field. The little child said something strange. King, let's do it. Fenxian Pavilion and several strong men are coming here. They have 3 holy flames. Seeing the Blood Demon Envoy facing the ghost-faced Soulflame with great interest, the *** sky on the other side couldn't bear it. Lave reminded. 3 holy flames? The Gorefiend heard the words, and his voice was filled with a sense of oppression. The power of the holy flame, the Gorefiend is clear. Just 1 flower can suppress him, if not for some life-saving means. I am afraid that the Gorefiend will be completely obliterated. There are 3 flowers in a row. I'm afraid that the full power of the Gorefiend is here, and he is extremely afraid. In that case, it's time to end. The Gorefiend heard the words, and a cloud of blood-red gas slowly emanated from the baby's milky white palm. And this blood-red gas just appeared, and the power of the entire space suddenly became manic and restless, and even the cyan molten slurry with the powerful sealing power showed a trace of fear. I am afraid that this blood demon golden energy can instantly kill the powerhouses at the peak of Do-D. When Xiao Yan, who was concealed, saw the fluctuations in the blood demon emissary, he immediately understood, because Xiao Yan knew that it was blood. The devil's blood devil golden energy is also its most powerful means. Do you need to take action? Xiao Yi also said solemnly. He knew Xiao Yan's need for Shen Yan, so he said. Being not. However, this gore fiend is extremely powerful, and there are 2 other envoys whose strength has reached the initial stage of the 8-star Do Emperor. If the situation is not right for a while, you can protect Mu Yingying and Yan Kai. And in Yanqi's body, I don't know why, I always have a strange feeling. Xiao Yan said in a deep voice, but when the blood demon golden energy appeared on the palm of the blood demon emissary, he clearly smelled the one belonging to Yan Kai. The holy flame soul species became restless. Okay. Xiao Yi also nodded lightly. I didn't expect this Gorfiend to be so powerful. It is said that the Gorfiends possess an extremely evil practice, which mainly devours the blood of human beings, and cultivates to the greatest extent, which is enough to rejuvenate the youth. Looking at the appearance of this Gorfiend, I am afraid that the cultivation is also close to the culmination. This is tricky. Yan Qi's eyes were slightly cold, and he said to the evil child in front of him with a chilling meaning. Gorfiend, I won't let you succeed. Seeing this, ghost-faced Solian saw the power of powerful blue holy flames emerge directly, and then an indescribable wave was slowly born. Ghost-faced Soul Seal. With a loud shout, countless wandering ghosts and wild ghosts were immediately wrapped in blue holy flames, and then blasted away from the ghost-faced soul flames at the Gorfiend. Ghost Qi? Seeing this scene, even Shui Tian Shui Zan's eyes became hesitant, because they didn't know at all. When did this ghost-face soul flame master the power of Ghost Qi? Ghost face and soul flame is the flame of the ghost world, so it's not surprising that you have mastered Ghost Qi. At this time, the Gorfiend said dignifiedly. At this time, the Gorfiend turned into a human child, but he knew that his current strength was only a part of his peak period, and it would undoubtedly be difficult to deal with the ghost face and soul inflammation. Blood demon gold Qi. Blood stains the sky. The next moment, the Gorfiend gave a loud shout, and the blood-red gas from his fingers suddenly converged into a long spear of 100 meters. Ghost face and soul seal. Give me a seal. And on the handsome face of Ghostface Soul Flame, there was also a ferocious appearance, and then the abnormally flickering cyan flame wrapped with a very strange ghost energy, turning into a wandering ghost, right with that amazing blood gun attacked away. Boom boom boom. The asterisk spear with astonishing light and countless wandering ghosts just collided with each other, and suddenly there was a huge shock. Crash! A circle of ripples with invisible coercion suddenly spread out from the attack center of the two, like a raging beast. This Gorfiend is actually so tyrannical, with only half of his strength, fighting against the holy flame spirit. Then the next moment, that Yan Kai spoke slowly. King. Looking at the two people who were constantly fighting in the sky, Shuishan and Shuishuan were both worried. After all, if they were sealed by this thing once, I am afraid their plan this time. It's all in vain. Susu. The spirit of Ghostface and Soul Flame. The last time I was defeated by your move. But the same loss, this king will not suffer twice. So, it's time to end. Then the next moment, the child's figure of the Gorfiend suddenly became extremely bloody. Drops of scarlet blood flowed out of the child's body, and then directly faced the Ghostface in the sky. Soul Flame burst out. This guy is crazy. And when he saw the Gorfiend so crazy, there was a look in the eyes of the Ghostface Soul Flame. This scarlet blood is the source of the blood demon. Even a drop is enough to cost him decades of cultivation. Death to this king! The Gorfiend roared in the sky, his voice full of evil intentions. I can't get it out. Ghost-faced Soul Yan just wanted to turn his head to deal with the blood power of the Gorfiend, but was directly stopped by Shuishan and Shuishuan. Ghostface and Soul Inflammation, it's time to end. As soon as Shuishuan's voice fell, a monstrous evil force emerged, and then resisted the Ghostface and Soul Inflammation. And the next moment, when Ghostface Soul Yan slowly closed his eyes and was about to do something, a very loud voice echoed in this space. Gore Demon Clan's chops are really annoying. Continuing from the previous episode 1027. The blood demons are really annoying. Xiao Yan's voice slowly echoed in this space, and then Shuishan and Shuishuan were too surprised when they were suddenly struck by a huge ruler with the power of khaki flames. Mang directly shook back dozens of steps. He Feng Xiao Xiao? Shui Tian shouted angrily, and then his eyes kept moving. The voice was somewhat familiar. This person's breath seems to be a bit familiar. The blood demon's scarlet blood power slowly emerged on his palm, but he did not release it immediately. After all, this thing is equivalent to human beings themselves. Every drop of blood essence contains extremely powerful power, and every drop of use will cause a lot of load on oneself. Although the Gore Fiend had enough confidence to seriously injure Ghostface Xiao Yan, but now that there is another Xiao Yan, it is impossible to be strict. What a little bastard. After a while, the Gore Fiend child suddenly laughed. For the evil races outside the area, kill them. Xiao Yan undeniably smiled when he heard the words. His whole body was enveloped by the khaki-colored source of holy flame, and a dangerous aura permeated. Boy, don't say I didn't warn you. This Gore Fiend is the strongest of the Gore Fiends. His strength is comparable to that of your human beings. Now you are not his opponent. Even if he only has half of his strength now. Appearance. The soul-devouring talisman in Xiao Yan's body hurriedly spoke. After all, the soul-devouring talisman was also afraid of Xiao Yan's sudden move, because he was still living on Xiao Yan's body. Don't worry, I have my senses. Xiao Yan said softly. Wang, the second envoy and the fourth envoy were obliterated by this kid. The next moment, the Blood Star stared at Xiao Yan resentfully and said, This kid. The breath is a bit familiar. Are you one of the guys who killed my Gore Fiend left guard in the desert mountains before? After a while, the Gore Fiend spoke slowly, his voice full of doubt. Desert mountains? It should be. Xiao Yan also calmly said in the face of the pressure of the Gore Fiend. Sure enough, but your act of throwing yourself into the net is undoubtedly the most stupid. After the Gore Fiend finished speaking, his figure swept away, and he walked away to the two of them, obviously planning something. Are you all right? Xiao Yan stretched out his hand to support Ghostface Xiao Yan's body not far in front of him, and asked. Fine. The Master of the Holy Flame, is it finally here? Seeing this, Ghost-faced Xiao Yan couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. Although the strength of the guy in front of him was not strong, the genuine holy flame in his body made Ghost-faced and Xiao Yan all over the place. Wei Wei is happy. After all, with only 2 holy flames, it is not impossible to kill the Gore Fiend. This Ghost-faced soul flame is really powerful. It can actually make my fire heart Tianyan produce such strong fluctuations. The palm gently helped Ghost-faced soul flame, and suddenly a huge pressure came. Go ahead. Kill them all. After a short while, a pain flashed in the eyes of the Gore Fiend, and he said something to Shuishan and Shuishuan behind him. Xiao Yan, I'm here to help you. Then the next moment, Mu Yingying's figure flashed directly, and followed Xiao Yan. Hey, don't go. Then Xiao Yi just made a move to stop Mu Yingying, but she was easily resisted by the azure power of holy flame on Mu Yingying's body. Power is also helpless. This girl is really worrying. Yan Kai shook his head slowly. Don't go, just stay here obediently. Xiao Yi said cautiously. Xiao Yan, I definitely want you to die. Shui Tian and Shui Zan looked at each other briefly, and then the dazzling evil power erupted directly, surrounding Xiao Yan and the two in tandem. Why are you here? Xiao Yan had long made Xiao Yi take good care of Mu Yingying, but after all the calculations, they still didn't count. With Mu Yingying, who has holy flame, Xiao Yi had nothing to do with her. I'll help you, Mu Yingying said playfully. What is the etiquette for girls' families to fight and kill? Xiao Yan's voice became severe, and he said in a different voice. They are very strong. I don't trust you to be brave alone. Mu Yingying's big eyes full of spirituality flickered a few times, and then said timidly. Your body is special. As a fellow senior brother, I have the responsibility and ability to help you stop this. Xiao Yan just wanted to say something, but was attacked by Shui Tian and Shui Zan and had to stop. Mother-in-laws. Suffered to death. Shuishan directly raised his head to the sky, and then the dazzling attack was about to attack. Boy, the Gore Fiend can stop me for a while, and the others will ask you. After Ghost-faced Xiao Yan finished speaking, he directly entangled with the Gore Fiend. Brother, leave this *** sky to me. At the next moment, Xiao Yi's figure also flashed. Those blood mysterious, I'm with you. Mu Yingying just wanted to speak, but was interrupted by Xiao Yan. Senior Yanqi has a special status, you should go back and protect him. Don't worry, none of these guys can escape, Xiao Yan said with a smile. But, Mu Yingying wanted to say something, but said helplessly. Do it. Seeing Mu Yingying hesitate to speak, then she returned to Yan Qi's side. Xiao Yan and Xiao Yi, including Ghostface Soul Yan, met the three powerhouses of the Gorfiends at the same time. No, Xiao Yi won't be able to last long like this. We must fight quickly. Xiao Yan's thoughts just turned suddenly. The majestic soul power kept secretly condensing in his body. Xiao Yan, give me death. Shui Zan was chosen by Xiao Yan as his opponent, and he didn't have any sense of fear. Crash! Shui Zan's figure exploded, and the evil black energy in his body whistled past him continuously. It's good to come. Seeing this, Xiao Yan didn't dodge in the slightest, he directly bumped into it with his body, and closed his eyes. Boom! Loud noises continued to emerge. Although Shui Zan's attack was powerful, to Xiao Yan, it was ticklish, and Xiao Yan's figure suddenly wriggled like a ghost. Soul fighting skills. Yu Mingtian is stunned. However, in the next moment, just after the sound fell, a silent and destructive attack suddenly shot out of Xiao Yan's body towards Shui Zan. What is that? Shui Zan just saw Xiao Yan's pupils suddenly open, and a fear filled his heart. Not good. Shui Zan, go back. But the next moment, the voices of the Blood Demon Envoy and Shui Tian suddenly sounded. Late. Shui Zan, the third envoy of the Gorfiends, gives this Emperor Yan. Fall. Xiao Yan's ferocious voice slowly echoed in this space, and then that soul force suddenly hit Shui Zan. Bang bang bang. Just after hitting Shui Zan's body squirmed violently, and he didn't speak, and then the next moment, it exploded directly, turned into a blood mist that covered the sky, and directly destroyed, even if it was the power of the soul. There is not a trace left. Continuing from the previous episode 1028. Asshole, asshole, bastard. 3 consecutive angry shouts suddenly emerged from Shuishan. As the head of the 4 envoys, Shuishan is naturally very good to the other 3. Now the other 3 envoys have all fallen into the hands of this human named Xiao Yan in front of him, making him extremely angry, gnashing his teeth and wishing to dismember Xiao Yan's 5 horses. Crash! Xiao Yan's soul attack directly destroyed Shui Zan, mainly because Shui Zan had no means of soul defense, and coupled with the tyranny of Xiao Yan's soul attack, it was naturally a one-hit kill. But Xiao Yan also, I know that I am afraid that I will not be able to use soul attack in a short period of time. After all, this method of killing the enemy in seconds is tyrannical, but it also has its drawbacks. It is good to kill with one blow, but it is only one blow. Power cannot be used a second time in a short period of time. Humph, don't try to escape my attack. Xiao Yi, who was surrounded by Shuishan, saw Shuishan so angry, and immediately realized that something was wrong, and said slowly, the gorgeous flame was condensing, and immediately attacked Go and tried to trap this guy. This guy, such a tyrannical attack. The corner of Yan Qi's mouth was slightly condensed. Obviously, Xiao Yan's huge attack just now caused him a lot of shock. Yan Kai asked himself, even if it was himself to deal with that level of attack, I am afraid that it will be seriously injured in an instant, not to mention that the strength is only the blood zon of the 8-star fighting emperor level. What is that? At this moment, Mu Yingying was standing some distance behind Xiao Yan, but she couldn't help opening her mouth when she saw the figure wrapped in blood-red aura not far behind the Gorfiend child. With her perception, she was shocked to discover that this figure wrapped all over the body was even more dangerous than Shui Tian. Gorfiend, it looks like today. Ghost-faced Soul Yan, who was fighting against the Gorfiend, saw this scene and couldn't help laughing. There was no doubt that Xiao Yan's blow gave the Gorfiend that arrogant arrogance. Small suppression. Don't be too happy too soon. The mistake that this human being put down will be repaid sooner or later. After the childlike Gorfiend finished speaking, the light all over his body skyrocketed, and then the two attacked. Although this soul attack is powerful, the load on oneself is too high. Xiao Yan said slowly as he watched Shui Zan and the human body it occupied disappear without a trace. Xiao Yan, I slaughtered you. The next moment, Shuishan's pupils became bloodthirsty and red, and then his whole body exploded instantly, breaking through Xiao Yi's suppression in one fell swoop, and roaring towards Xiao Yan. Boom boom boom! Bloody Heaven's evil red palm contained extremely powerful power, and immediately hit Xiao Yan, but a miraculous scene appeared. Choke choke! At the next moment, a shadowy figure appeared directly in front of Xiao Yan, and then the silver-white fairy sword swung directly at Shueishan's several swords. Phew! Good good! You are deceiving people too much. Blood array diagram. The next moment, a frantic look appeared in Shueishan's pupils, and then he ignored everything else. A trace of the original power emerged from his body, and then shouted at Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying. Not good. Xiao Yan heard the words, and just wanted to push Mu Yingying away, but a sense of weakness came from her body, which made her unable to move. Fall into the abyss of evil, feel the destruction. After Shueishan finished speaking, a small sheepskin scroll surrounded by blood-red rays of light slowly appeared in the palm of his hand. And when the blood-red sheepskin scroll appeared, the ghost face and soul inflammation on the other side became ugly, the Blood Demon Clan formation. This is something that has really killed a fighting fairy. Gula Gulu. The next moment, Shui Tian and Xiao Yan, including Mu Yingying, were directly sucked into the blood-red sheepskin scroll. It won't happen, right? Seeing this, Xiao Yi frowned. Probably not. Both of them have holy flames on their bodies. But this Blood Demon Clan formation is not an ordinary thing. Yan Kai said slowly, Ghostface Soul Flame, I'll help you. Then the next moment, relying on her trust in her eldest brother, Xiao Yi said directly, and after finishing speaking, she projected towards the Gorefiend's battle circle. It's good to come. Seeing this, the Gorefiend envoy, although the pressure has increased greatly, is still very calm in dealing with Ghostface Soul Yan and Xiao Yi, and no matter how powerful Xiao Yi and Ghostface Soul Yan are attacking, the Gorefiend envoy can next. As for Yan Kai, he stayed quietly aside. Where is this? And since Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying were sucked into the sheepskin scroll, they suddenly came to an extremely unfamiliar space, and in that space, there was boundless darkness, and in the darkness, a suffocating evil spirit tried to devour the two of them cleanly. This should be in the Gorefiend formation. Xiao Yan swept his eyes around, and then said, with the strength of his spiritual power, he could smell a trace of the formation. Are you okay? Mu Yingying disagreed with what Xiao Yan said, and then asked with concern. I'm fine, the soul attack that I just performed consumed too much soul power, and now I can barely recover some. Xiao Yan said with a smile. What should we do now? Mu Yingying lost her mind for a while, and then asked since it's a formation. Then use the formation to deal with the formation. After Xiao Yan finished speaking, a trace of fire also appeared in his pupils, and then the core inscription of the divine movement that had been hidden in the Nigong wand slowly appeared. Weng Om Om. The core inscription engraved with countless tiny mysterious runes just appeared, and the evil aura in this space suddenly gave off a smell of fear. What is this? How can it generate such a powerful force? Shui Tian, who was hiding in the dark, saw Xiao Yan's appearance, and couldn't help but hesitate. Blood Heaven. You blood demons will be evil. Today, I will send you 4 brothers to reunite. Xiao Yan said in a coercive voice. After speaking, without any hesitation, the core inscription of the core of Shendong's life directly burst into a dazzling light, illuminating this special formation space. After a while, a circle of hot fire waves suddenly radiated from Xiao Yan's body. This is also the power of the formation? At this moment, Shui Tian's face was completely solidified. The formation and the formation. That's how fun. Breaking the immortal silk and vine array. Break it for me. And when Xiao Yan's last words fell, in the boundless darkness, a fiery aura also radiated out. Ignorance, child. You will pay the price for your arrogance. Shui Tian, who was hiding in the dark, said something, and then he pushed the blood pattern in his palm, trying to obliterate the two of them directly. Continuing from the previous episode 1029. That's not necessarily true. Xiao Yan immediately laughed when he heard Shueishan's evil voice. The beam of fairy silk and vine array, give me the town. After a while, Xiao Yan said directly. As soon as the words fell, incomparably large cyan vines emerged from the dark sky, and on top of the vines, Xiao Yan added a huge power of holy flame. Although your formation is strong, it's futile to find me. Next, I'll show you the power of our Blood Demon Clan's formation. Shui Tian's voice was full of contempt. And just as Shui Shen's voice fell, there was a wailing in the entire space, which was quite miserable. I found it. At the next moment, Xiao Yan's pupils finally, with the help of spiritual power, locked a certain point in this space where Shui Tian had just spoken, and said, "Go!" As soon as he opened his pupils, he immediately controlled the incomparably huge vines and blasted away. Boom! In the dark and evil space, the cyan vines wrapped by Xiao Yan's holy flame's power just attacked that mysterious place, and immediately a trace of scarlet blood flowed out. Good boy. But, after being hit so hard, the aura of the asterisk sky became weaker, and then he stopped hiding and appeared directly. It's just that Shui Tian was no longer human at this time. His body was enveloped by a black evil aura, and on that hand, a red light slowly appeared. Although I don't know what that red light is, it's very dangerous. You mustn't let him take action. At this moment, Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes flickered slightly, apparently sensing an extremely dangerous smell. Xiao Yan, I have to admit that you are very strong, but that's the end of it. After Shui Shen finished speaking, a sinister laughter suddenly came out, and then a violent commotion came out of his body. Shui Shen, what do you want to do? Said the last remaining will of the Xuanling royal family in Shui Shen's body. Tiangen, this is the end of the matter, so you can go on at ease. Your 3 brothers are already waiting for you below, so it won't be long for your eldest brother to stay here, right? Shui Tian said savagely, "Asshole, you can't trust the evil people outside the realm." Tiangen heard the words and was furious. He just wanted to exclude all the power of Shui Shen, but he found out that at this time, whether it was soul or body, he was surrounded by Shui Shen. Close to assimilation. Ha ha ha, a joke! If it weren't for our 4 envoys, I'm afraid your Xuanling royal family would not have what they are today. So you can have today, thank us. The power of our alien clan is not so easy to obtain. Since we have already tried the sweetness, let's return it all. After Shui Shen finished speaking, he ignored the 3721, stretched out his asterisk arm, and swarmed directly into the heart of the body. The knife fell in his hand. Without any hesitation, a strong beating heart appeared directly in front of Xiao Yan and Mu Yingying. It's really despicable, Xiao Yan couldn't help but say when he saw this. Although the Xuanling royal family's 4 heavenly congregations and their burning incense pavilion have a deep relationship, they have not yet really fought against Xiao Yan, and they have been completely wiped out by the gore fiends. Blood array diagram, bloodthirsty array. After Shui Shen finished speaking, he directly crushed the heart, and then a violent commotion came out from his body. Suddenly, the entire space exuded some extremely evil intentions, of blood. Gula Gulu, scarlet bubbles slowly emerged from the blood-colored space, but the blood-colored gas was like a poison that erodes the mind, and it was extraordinarily enchanting. It seems that the immortal silk vine formation can't deal with this blood formation map. Xiao Yan saw that so much blood-colored gas suddenly appeared in this space, and immediately put away the formation and the core inscription of life, shook his head and said, "I have a solution." However, at this moment, Mu Yingying suddenly laughed. What's the solution? Xiao Yan just wanted to condense the power of the 2 of them to try to break through here. Hearing Mu Yingying's words, he became curious. Holy flame space. Mu Yingying said a little while watching the blood-colored gas that was condensing around her vigilantly. Holy flame space? What's the use of this thing? Xiao Yan couldn't help asking. This holy flame space is an extremely powerful place. If it is used properly, it may be enough to kill Shui Shen. And the blood sky is very strong at this time. Only with the help of the suppression of the holy flame space and the holy flame on our body can we have a chance to survive. Mu Yingying smiled. Holy flame space. As soon as Mu Yingying's voice fell, she didn't hesitate, her beautiful eyes closed slightly, and suddenly bursts of blue flames continued to cover her body. The azure blue flame just appeared, and suddenly the blood-colored gas emerged with a trace of fear, and retreated far away. Holy flame space, condense it for me. Seeing the azure holy flame constantly wrapping up the blood-colored gas, Mu Yingying's beautiful eyes suddenly opened, and she snorted softly. Not good. It's another holy flame. At this time, Shui Shen's complexion couldn't help but change greatly. Obviously, the power produced by the combination of 2 holy flames is not comparable to ordinary powerhouses. Success. Success. Mu Yingying's breath became a little weaker when she saw the power of the blue holy flame wrapping all the blood arrays displayed by the blood sky, but she knew that she had already displayed the holy flame space now, trapping the blood array in it. This is the source of holy flame. I'll leave the rest to you. After a while, an azure blue holy flame crystal on Mu Yingying's body slowly fell off her jade hand, and then directly handed it over to Mu Yingying. To Xiao Yan. Yes. Xiao Yan originally wanted to refuse, but when he thought that there were still Yanqi and Gorfiend outside, he accepted it. What a huge power of holy flame! Just after receiving Mu Yingying's holy flame crystal, bursts of dazzling blue flames also appeared on Xiao Yan's body. At this time on Xiao Yan, the azure flame and the khaki flame appeared at the same time. Although the azure flame was extremely repelling Xiao Yan, with Sheng Yanjing in hand, it was obvious that the resistance was not too strict, but Xiao Yan was a little puzzled that, even if he temporarily owns Mu Yingying's holy flame crystal, he still can't know the holy flame information of this girl Xinya 81 Zhang Wian Wang O, Kai 8, approximately 1 ZS, Koem. However, the azure holy flame was still extremely repelling to Xiao Yan, but fortunately Xiao Yan possessed Fenju and suppressed him temporarily. Blood heaven, it's time to end. Xiao Yan didn't have time to think about it. The two saint flame crystals of different colors in his hand slowly exuded an extremely fiery halo, covering Xiao Yan's whole body. How can it be? How could it be possible to use the power of two holy flames at the same time? And when Shueishan saw the two colors of holy flames emanating from Xiao Yan's body at the same time, he immediately lost all his fighting spirit, like a lamb being slaughtered by others. Die! Xiao Yan didn't care about the blood sky at all. The burning art in his body was running at a high speed, and the constant source power in the two holy flame crystals directly turned into two huge beams of light that penetrated the sky and the earth, directly facing the blood sky. Shoot away! Plop! Shueishan didn't make any resistance, and was easily penetrated by Xiao Yan's second beam of holy flame light. The next moment, the evil blood-colored gas also slowly dissipated. As for the asterisk sky, the moment the soul and the body of the heavenly stem were penetrated by the holy flame beam, it became illusory, and then shattered in a short time. Completely dissipated in this piece of heaven and earth. Senior brother, I have already helped you a little bit of revenge for your revenge. Until this time, Xiao Yan's pupils responded with some relief. So far, the 4 members of the Xuanling royal family, including the 4 envoys of the Gorfiends, all fall in the hands of Xiao Yan.